with God. And here is where we wade into the waters of the Trinity, which is a whole message in itself, actually several messages. And so we're just going to, put our toes in the Trinitarian waters. Some people dismiss Christianity for the Trinity. It makes no sense. God is one and God is three at the same time. They're like, listen, that doesn't even make mathematical sense. Don't you know the law of non-contradiction? You can't hold two propositions together and they both be true. But as we put our toes in the Trinitarian waters, we need to understand that God is one in being and three in persons. That's not a contradiction. Why? Why? Well, because being reflects whatness and person reflects who-ness. Well, what do I mean by that? Let me give an example. I am a human being. But that's what I am. But who I am is Travis Mitchell. What I am is different than who I am. Oh, there's some overlap, there's some interwoven going on there, but what I am reflects identity and essence. And who I am refers to the roles and the relationships and the positions that I have. And so for me and for you, we're one being and also one person. Okay? But not so with God. God is one in being, one in whatness. But three in who-ness. Three in persons. All right? So when you get this, that there's a distinction between being and persons, from whatness and who-ness, things that Jesus said makes a whole lot of sense. For example, in John chapter 14, which we'll read this coming week, verse 9, Jesus says this to his disciples: "If you've seen me, you've seen the Father." What? If you've seen me, you've seen the Father. Jesus is referring to the being, the whatness. But in that same chapter, like in John 14, verse 28, he makes this statement. Jesus says, "The Father is greater than me." And that's caused a lot of controversy throughout church history. Like, whoa, what does that? Does that mean Jesus was created? How is the Father greater than Jesus if they're one? Like, listen, Jesus, in the same conversation, verse 9 is talking about the whatness, the being, but in verse 28 of chapter 14, he's talking about the who-ness, that there's distinction of roles and relationships. And so it's not contradictory propositions to say that God is one in being and three in persons when you understand the distinction between whatness and who-ness. Remember, you and I, we're human beings, but who we are, there's our relationships and our roles and our positions. I wonder if we can just pause, even we acknowledge that even if we put our toes in the Trinitarian waters and maybe it stirred up some things, maybe it gave you some clarity. I don't know, but I wonder, like we will fully never understand the waters of the Trinity. But I wonder if we can just pause and say, even though I don't understand it fully, but God, I praise you, praise God, that the unity of his oneness and diversity in his threeness is found in the community of the Holy Trinity. I wonder if you can listen, I praise God. I don't understand it all, the whatness and the who-ness, but I know that God is one in being, and he's three in persons. And you can praise God for that. By the way, the Apostle John introduced